Welcome to this Windows and computer channel, and this is the market share of Windows. Yes, as we are the beginning of a new month and a new year, interesting numbers that are now flowing. So I'll show you guys two things. I've been showing every month the stat counter global stats number, which you see here. So you probably recognize this layout because this is pretty much what I show most of the time. So these are the numbers for December 2018. There's another system that is called net market share. Now, people agree that net market share is probably underestimating the operating systems, where the one that I'm using, Stat Counter Global Stats, probably overestimates it. That means the reality of the numbers is somewhere in the middle between both, probably. What I will be doing this year is actually using and looking at both of them when I'll use my numbers, so that we might have kind of a clearer view of the reality of things. But this month, there's one thing that both agree on that was not the case. Stat Counter Global Stat was and has been saying that Windows 10 is the most popular operating system for quite some time now. If we look at Windows 10 right now, 52.42% of Windows machines, 35.65% for Windows 7, and then we have Windows 8.1 at 6.96%, and of course the rest. Now, Windows 10 is growing at a faster rate in the past few months, and it's growing quite fast, maybe because Windows 7 has only a year left now of life. But at 1 year left, Windows 7 is still at 35.6% of all Windows PCs. That's still a lot of PCs, and you know, Microsoft keeps pushing that 1.5 billion number of PCs around the world. Well, if there is 1.5 billion Windows PCs around the world, at 35%, that's more than 500 million PCs still running Windows 7. So basically, kind of interesting to look at the numbers. Now, if you look at the net market share puts Windows. Now, one word here, the numbers differ. You see here Windows 10 at 39.22. Net market share here is looking at every operating system. So because Windows doesn't make 100% of PCs, it's about 86% of all the PCs around the world. So that's why the numbers differ here, but they do tell us one thing. Windows 10 is at 39.22% of PCs around the world. That includes Macs and Linux machines and so on. And it has now surpassed Windows 7 at 36.9%. So both agree right now that, yeah, Windows 10 is the most popular Windows version right now. It's kind of interesting to see. So we're starting the year with Windows 10 numbers that are saying that it's now the dominant OS for Windows. It's going to be interesting to see the progression of Windows 10. It's going to be interesting to see what Windows 7 numbers will be in December, because that will tell us how it's dropped. I don't think that by December we'll be below 20%. We might even be at 25% for Windows 7. It's going to be interesting to see this. If it drops by 10%, at 25%, do you imagine that a quarter of Windows PCs are still running Windows 7 and it's getting end of support life? Kind of interesting when you think about that. So these are the numbers. It's going to be interesting to see how Windows 10 goes through the year. But it's pretty cool numbers, and Windows 10 is now on top. If you enjoyed my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.